And this story is about a trip we did to Australia with the three-man He-Man team, McGovern, Kinky, and myself, traveling with Harry Dean Stanton. And this is my very short little piece about Harry Dean. I wrote it the day he died. Harry Dean. H.D. never acted like a star as far as I know. He just liked to attach himself to the moment, whatever that moment might be. You didn't have to be a fellow star to be that moment, which is how I know this. I met him when I found Australia with Kinky Friedman and former Daily News columnist Mike McGovern. H.D. was huge down under and was touring there with, among others, Billy Swan and James Intveld in his band. Harry Dean fancied himself a country singer, and he wasn't half bad. He was about half good. A lot of Kinky's and H.D.'s shows were double bills, so we were often all at the same hotel. McGovern had come up with some Aussie pot that was so good that we had a single ounce of it flown in to Sydney from Perth, 3,000 fucking miles away. Harry loved pot, and we loved getting him as high as we could with that pot. He attached himself to whoever rolled the joints, usually me. On at least 3 of these occasions, the rest of us went out for coffee or food, each time leaving Harry Dean outside whichever room we'd all been in. I guess once stoned, he became the moment, so he meandered off each time, staying away at least an hour. On every occasion when we returned, we'd find Harry Dean wandering aimlessly around the atria or outside the rooms, lost. He couldn't find or remember his room number, but we helped. We had a routine by the 3rd time this happened. I asked him for his key, noted the room number on that key, and led him to it. A couple years later, Kinky and I were at the Cinegrill at the Roosevelt Hotel in L.A., where Kinky was doing 2 shows, very legendary ones, I might add. At one point, I leaned over to whisper to Kinky that I was going upstairs to burn one between shows and headed across the lobby to the elevators. As I stepped into the already open doors, I felt a ghostly presence slip in behind me. Harry Dean. Don't know or if he heard my whisper, didn't even know he was there that night, but he smiled and asked, "Going my way?" So we burned through a fatty, chatted a bit up in my room. When we left, I turned toward the elevator, and he turned the other way, saying he had something to do. I told him I'd see him downstairs. He said he'd be down in a minute. I didn't see him for another 2 years. Harry Dean was always the moment. Harry Dean Stanton.